Okay, good morning. Today we'd like to go ahead and release some information on the investigation we conducted with the Jackson County Sheriff's Office out of Florida. On Sunday, May 7th, we were notified by Jackson County Sheriff's Office and requested to assist in an investigation of a missing white female by the name of Anastasia Lynn Gilley, 19 years of age. She was 4'10", 105 pounds. During the investigation, it was a joint investigation between the two agencies that led to different parts of the county at different days, different times. Through the investigation and some of the techniques used, we were able to have a potential suspect that was questioned at the time, and his name was Marquise Devon McLeod, 33-year-old male from the Headland area, Newville rather. And at this time he was just a suspect. He was interviewed and he was very uncooperative. The investigation again took place on the ground, which led to different locations in Houston County to lead us to believe that Miss Gilley may be in the area of Houston County. On Sunday morning, May 10th, approximately 2 a.m., from leads followed up on, we had reason to believe that she could possibly be located in the area off Headland Avenue. The area was checked out and searched by CID investigators of Houston County Sheriff's Office. And like I said, roughly around 2 a.m., a body of a female was recovered off Headland Avenue north of Gray Hodge Road. We have reason to believe that the body recovered is the body of Miss Gilley, and the body was collected. The crime scene was secured by Houston County and Jackson County SO. The female that we recovered will be sent to the Alabama Department of Forensic Science for an autopsy. We have strong reason to believe that this is Miss Gilley from different information that we've collected and we've verified at the scene. So at this time, Marquise Devon McLeod, 33 years of age, from the Newville area, has been charged with capital murder, to wit, kidnapping. There could be more charges pending at this time. We've been in touch with the District Attorney's Office, and this is the charge he's on right now, as of now, in Houston County for the murder of Miss Gilley. There is no bond on this capital murder charge.
Sheriff, you said the body was found. Did you meet yesterday morning?
Yes, the 10th. I may have got that part mixed up, but yes, it was yesterday morning around 2 a.m.
Go ahead.
What was the relationship between Gilley and McLeod?
From what I understand right now, sort of just an acquaintance, and that's it at this point, from what we understand.
I guess that would beg this question, Sheriff. As an acquaintance, why would you kidnap an acquaintance?
Well, there's certain parts of the investigation we're not going to release right now until the autopsy is complete, but we have strong reason to believe from the investigation that was conducted we started on a Sunday that it was not willfully. At one point it may have been an acquaintance where she willfully met him, but throughout the investigation led us to believe that she was held against her will during those days.
You mentioned capital murder, kidnapping, which is a crime.
That's correct.
But the kidnapping charge itself would have to come in Florida because that's where it occurred, or am I too presumptuous?
No, you're incorrect. It's at certain parts during the investigations, we realized in Houston County that she was being held possibly against her will.
Could there be a charge because she was pregnant and the child also?
We're looking at possible additional charges. I understand that we have to meet a certain time period in which the pregnancy is declared by Alabama to be a live-born before you can make that charge.
So you may not be able to make it.
We may not be able to, but like I said, we're looking into it on additional charges.
Is there any kind of idea, indication of what led up to this? Like what this was about?
That part we're still working on, and I really would rather not comment on that right now because it gets into some of the techniques and some of the leads that we were following up on during the investigation.
How long, and I know the autopsy results will give you a much clearer picture.
That's correct.
But how long, in your estimation, as a 45-year law enforcement officer, would you think she had been dead when her body was found?
I would say roughly 5 days.
If you will, would you kind of paint the scene of you know, what you all found when you was out there yesterday morning at 2 a.m.?
We found a body of appeared to be Caucasian female in highly decomposition, and some of the clothes that the person had on are consistent of what we believe at one time our victim had on. And also, I guess you would call it some cosmetic jewelry was located to let us to believe that is Miss Gilley. But like I said, the autopsy will prove it positively.
Considering you're still, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Just wanted to get clarification on how she was killed. Was it gunshots or stabbing? Just wanted to get clarification.
Okay, yes, I heard other reports where that's came up. We're looking into it. We have reason to believe she may have been. Can I absolutely stand here and say yes or no? I would rather wait and get the autopsy to confirm what we believe, whether she was or was not. So.
I know you probably can't go deep into this, but obviously you don't just happen upon this area off of Headland Avenue. Something had to take you there, which obviously had to be a...
Throughout the leads that we collected in some interviews, we've been in the area for the last few days. We just wasn't as close as we could have been, but it was obvious when we did get in the area.
Do you think she was killed at that spot or killed elsewhere and her body dumped there, or you don't know?
I feel sure that the location and that we recovered the female body was actually done there. My opinion.
Then I've only got one more thing.
Yeah.
As a father, this girl was pregnant. Just your emotional thoughts about what happened.
Well, I mean, it does raise concern. You know, several of my investigators are fathers. They've done a tremendous job during this investigation. I think right now we had 660 hours just with our CID and patrol units from Houston County on this investigation since Sunday. I'm sure it does affect them. But you know, I have a great bunch of CID and patrol, very professional, and they do what they got to do. They hold back the emotions and they'll work the crime scene the way it should be worked.
Do you know, we had heard reports of that she was shot in the back. Is that true?
Well, like I said, we've collected evidence from the scene that could possibly indicate she was shot, but at this time, I'm gonna go with the autopsy. I don't want to comment on where she was shot, how she was shot, and nothing like that at this time. I'd rather have an autopsy confirm what our beliefs are.
And Ms. Gilley is from what city in Florida?
What I understand, around Greenwood, Florida, which is across the state line south of Malone.
And you all don't know how the two really knew each other. I know you said they were acquaintances, but you don't know exactly how they knew each other, whether that was in
No, I don't personally. I do know they knew each other. And like I said, as far as I know, they were acquaintances. And I'm sure something will come up later on in it.
Was she living with her parents in Florida? Was she living on her own?
And I think she was living on her own at the time. You know, one thing I would like to clarify, there's a lot of rumors going around on social media throughout the Florida, that part of the Florida Panhandle. We will give exactly what we have when we collect more forensic evidence from the lab. But I'm asking you, please, right now, do not just keep adding false stories to social media. We will let you know, and Sheriff Enfield will be the same. We will let you know what the real facts are. Don't base them off of what you see on social media. None of those people on social media were ever involved in this investigation, and they were not there when we recovered this body the other morning.
Are there any other suspects, or is this the only one that you all have?
Right now, this is the only suspect that we do have in custody. Is McLeod, and he is charged with capital murder. Anything else? All right, I appreciate it. And if anything else develops in this case, we'll be sure to notify y'all and let you know.